Got to get your miles in. So I'm out here shredding on the beach, 7 in the morning, getting the day going. Then we got to move on to looking at today's plays today for the NBA, Monday Night Football, NHL. Make sure I'm getting that stuff taken care of. That's definitely important. But I'm going to show you guys today what a day in the life kind of is. That way you guys can kind of see how I roll through the daily stuff. I always start my day with the run though, because especially now, coming upon marathon season, there's going to be marathons going through all over the place. We're going to be attempting and running in. It'll be my first time going through a marathon circuit. So we'll see how that ends up going this year for sure. But every morning, start out with a run. I like to do either 3 or 5 miles. Really depends on how I feel. My leg right now is killing me. I don't know what I did to it. Ankle's all jacked up, but ain't no excuse. We still got to go get it in. Tell you what though, being down at sea level, you definitely run a whole lot longer for sure, rather than being up in elevation in Vegas. Vegas is like 2,200, I think. Running in the sand kind of equals that out, because you're trying to get some traction. You're digging your legs in the sand as you're running. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. Then we're gonna go look at the games for today. Make sure everybody in the group knows what they're doing. I gotta know what plays they should be looking at. So I'll be looking in the NBA. This is the last Monday Night Football for the season, I'm pretty sure. So be getting that going. Look at some college football coming up. Going to the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. So that's something to look forward to for sure. But see how the day progresses. I'll be checking in with you guys as we go through. Definitely some nice houses out here for sure. Perfect properties right on the water too. This house right here, easily the nicest one on the block. Look at that bad boy. That's a big house on the beach right there for sure. Even next to this one's pretty huge too. These are super nice houses, to be honest, right on the beach. Perfect location. Except for a tsunami or something's coming.
All right, so we got back to the house now. Good, check it out. This is the deck that we got going on. But then look at the backdrop. Like I said, your backyard is pretty much the ocean. It's almost like you're on like a cruise ship, to be honest. Definitely all cool. So, about to walk in, sit down. I'm gonna sit down right up over there. Go through today's slate, see what I can come up with for the day. Get it over to the group, make sure everybody's prepped, ready to go. Let's go kill it today.
This is a perfect area to work. You literally are looking straight up at the ocean. Like, check this out.
We got Trav over here. He just woke up.
Dad,
Huh.
I wanted to go over there beach.
Yeah, we're gonna go on the beach in a little bit as soon as I finish up a couple things. So what I'm doing now is kind of just going through. I start with player props. I go through the player props. I can get that done early. All the money line total spreads and stuff. Can't really get that stuff done until a little bit later on. But there's certain things that you got to watch out for. The spreads, the totals, all that stuff's going to change because of lineups, depending on who's playing, who's not, all that good stuff. So kind of got to wait for that stuff. Today's Monday, so horse racing is really not too much horse racing. Tomorrow there will be because, well, not tomorrow, actually Wednesday, New Year's Day, there's going to be some decent horse racing. So I'd have to go through, do all the horse racing stuff. But like I said, right now I'm just looking at the player props. Going to go through player props, see what has the highest probabilities of hitting for today. See, now the crazy thing is, with like being out here, we're out in California, so a lot of people they like to say like, I'm limited in California. I can only do prize picks, underdog, all that stuff. Well, you really have options out here. Like, I'm out here and I'm doing everything that I would do while I'm back in Vegas. I use a lot of the offshore stuff. I use Bet Online, Bet US, Bovada. As for player props and stuff like Fliff and Rebet, you can use that stuff out here. Not a lot of people like to use that because really it's like you're trading coins for money, so they don't understand it. But it's the same stuff as everything else. You're just basically trading coins to equal the value of what the money is that you're putting down. So you could use them while you're out here in California as well. And that's another avenue for you to be able to make money and to be able to, bet on the sports and bet on the player props that you need to. So there's really no excuses. A lot of people think they're forced out here in California to play like prize picks and stuff. Like, you're really not. You're not forced to place prize picks or underdog. You're not forced to do all of that stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, those sites are set up for you to lose. They really are, because like even with the player props that they give you, when you run through the probabilities of the numbers that they give you, all of them are literally almost like 50-50. Every single one. It's almost 50-50 probability of it happening. So that's really what it comes down to, is like you have to be able to ignore the fact to try to play that stuff, because they highly promote that stuff every single day. And instead, what you got to do is try to find the right player props with the right sports books, even if you are in an area where you don't have DraftKings, FanDuel, Bet Rivers, Valley Bet, ESPN Bet, all that stuff. You could still make it work. There's really no excuses. All right. There's no excuses. You could still make it work. But that's the key to looking at stuff and knowing what to look for. Because when you know what to look for and you know how to come up with your own probabilities to match the player props, the numbers that you have access to, you could run probabilities to that. And you could see exactly how you fare, pretty much, of what the numbers are that you have access to. So, but yeah, take a look at the view though while we're sitting here, while I'm working on stuff.
Close to research, what I ended up coming up with for tonight was an NHL play. We got Sam Reinhart over 0.5 points. He had like 81% probability to be able to hit that. So we'll see what happens there. Last time we played him, he ended up getting shut out, so he didn't even really get a shot to do that. But we'll see how that goes. The other one we had was Nikola Jokic to go over 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He had an 83% probability for that, so I'm definitely rolling with that. Jokic, he's a walk-in triple-double, so he could always hit. We already know that. He could always hit those numbers. Decently easy if the game stays close. The only time that's going to hurt tonight is if there's a blowout. He won't play the fourth quarter. But we'll see how that rolls. Like I said, guys, I mean, I'm liking it out here in California. I ain't going to lie. I'm liking it out here. All right? Because what's better than doing work while you're right on the beach? And you're able to work right on the beach. Perfect. Look, we got the kids and stuff over here playing in the sand. That's our backyard right there. That's, as you guys can see it. But yeah, we're having some fun for sure. But always got to work. There is no vacations. Vacations should be every single day. All right. Like I said, we're out here for the Rose Bowl. We're out here to still work while we're on vacation. All right. Working while you're on vacation. That's how you make money. That's how you reach your goals. You don't just chill because you're out here on vacation. All right. But let's keep rolling. Like I said, we got a couple plays tonight. We're going to see how they roll. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later as we see how those plays end up unfolding. Hopefully we just sweep the night. It's about lunchtime, so start chefing it up a little bit out here. You guys want to check it out? What we're doing? Doing sausages and some burgers and some dogs. Yeah, we're just chefing it up right now. But got my plays in for the day right now. Went through YouTube, commented back to a lot of people on there to showing love and stuff like that. Kids are down still by the beach, hanging out still. So, yeah, we're going to chill for a little bit. The games don't go off till later. So like I said, I will zone in probably 2 hours, I would say, to look at the money lines, totals, and the spreads. Once I do that, then the night kind of is complete. And then I can sit back and obviously go about my business, go about my night,
and just make sure everything is maintained. Make sure the group's updated. Make sure there's any questions that are in the group. All those guys are getting answered to. So just making sure all that good stuff happens. But yep, we're still out here. Still, like I said, on a daily basis, you got to be consistent no matter where you're at. No matter if you're on vacation, no matter if you're at home, no matter the circumstances, you got to stay consistent. As long as you stay consistent and do the same thing over and over and over, the end result is always going to be the same. You are going to achieve whatever it is that you stay doing consistently. So remember that. Don't stay consistent just working a job for somebody else. Stay consistent, learning how to have freedom and how to do things for yourself and live your best life. That's my advice for you. All right. I wish I could show you guys. I can't really show you, but there's a train that goes by every hour and a half, shakes everything around here. But just a little something that's funny for being out here. But like I said, chefing it up right now, barbecuing, and I'm going to get down to some more business. Maybe shoot a couple more videos and clips here and there. And then on top of that, like I said, come up with today's plays for money lines, totals, and spreads, because I like to wait the furthest closest to game time for that because of all the injuries and the lineups. They don't come out till later. So that's what we're doing. But I'll keep you guys updated as we roll along. Now, this is definitely a PSA announcement. If you ever watch any of my videos, you ever take any of my plays, any of that stuff. Like, if you have no money, you shouldn't be taking the plays that I get, anything that I give out. You shouldn't be doing it if you have no money. The reason why is because a lot of plays that I play, all right, are high probability plays. I mean, they have 70+% of actually hitting. So to play those plays, you are going to play higher odds plays. So they're going to be minus 200, minus 250 or whatnot. That's the way it goes because you have to hit 70, 75, almost 80%. You have to. But when you're playing those probability plays that are hitting at that high of a rate, you will hit that because probabilities are probabilities. So if something has an 80% probability of happening over the long term, you're going to hit it 80% of the time. So that's what makes it profitable. But for people that have no money, you're betting $5, $10 on a play. Well, you bet $5 on a minus 200, you're going to make $2.50. People aren't going to do nothing with that. They're not going to be satisfied with making money like that. They're going to feel like they're getting nowhere. Because most people want to go and they want to bet $5. They want to turn that into $100, $5 into $250, $500. That's where they're trying to do. They're trying to do stuff like that. That's just not going to work with anything that I teach because I don't teach you to play the lottery. I teach you to bet with high probabilities to actually have a chance at winning the bets that you put in, because if you don't, you're going to lose no matter which way you try to do it. You try to bet minus 110 plays, you try to bet parlays, you're going to lose regardless. Nobody is successful doing that. Nobody isn't. No matter how many people that you follow, no matter how many people you research, none of those people are successful long-term with doing that. They don't have track records. They don't have anything to back it up. But when I show you exactly how for the last 6 years, I've played plays that are minus 200, minus 150, minus 300, minus 250, like all those type of plays. When I show you guys that stuff over years upon years and still am profitable with it, that is what proves to you how to do it the correct way. Everything that has been taught on the internet, that has been showed to you guys, is a complete lie. Most of it is a complete lie. Because anything that you find for sports betting, we're still so new in this industry in America. We really are. The biggest states aren't even legal yet. So it's really tough because people are stuck thinking that you can only bet parlays or just doing the stupidest things possible or doing what the sports book tells you to do. I can't tell you how many times I look at my comments and people can't even find an alternate line on their sports book. They don't even know what that is. They just go off what the sports book tells them to do. You can't do that. You can't. You have to be able to search and find plays that are going to give you value, that are going to actually have a shot at hitting. Because if you're just taking a guess, you're going to lose in the long term. And most people, if not almost every single one of them, will lose in the long term if they're not doing it the correct way. So the thing is that what I've noticed is a lot of gamblers are just that. They're gamblers, so they're in it to turn $5 into $1,000. They're not in it to turn $100 into $50 or $100 into $60 or $70. They don't understand how that works. They just don't get it. They don't get that, if you make $150 on any given day,
That's more than what some people make all day working a job that they don't even want to be at. People are not satisfied with that. They think if they're gambling, they should be making thousands of dollars a day or whatnot, but that's not sustainable. It's just not. Unless you have the bankroll to sustain that, to be able to bet that type of stuff. But most people don't. Most people that are gambling have no money. So that's the reason they're trying to gamble. But I'm not in this to gamble, is what I try to teach you guys. I'm not in it to gamble. I'm in it to show you guys what it's like to do this at a high level and to consistently win and take your profits and then compound them and just keep reinvesting them until you're able to build enough big enough bankroll where you could pull profits from. It's the only way to do this. There's no other way. Any other way that anybody is teaching you, even from the old days of how they teach you, none of them were successful. There was, I could count on my hand as many people that was successful even into the old days. That's just how it goes. All right. But that is one thing I did want to mention. Like I said, while I'm out here, just putting my thoughts together, you guys got to understand how to find plays and how to go inside your sports book and do what you need to do to be successful. All right. Don't just wake up thinking that success is going to fall in your hands. You have to go and you have to search and you have to look for it. You have to do the right things. You have to learn from people that have done it before. I didn't have that for sports betting, guys. I wish that, 10 years ago, I was able to go on YouTube and find my channel on there. I didn't. There was nothing on there. I had to do this all myself. There was really nothing to be taught. Everything to be taught was talking about trying to beat 52.4% at minus 110 plays that you're never going to get because the probability of those happening are 50%. So you're not going to get there. It's a battle that you will always lose. So, I mean, that's just one thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys so that way you guys understand really how real sports betting works. All right, so we're sitting out watching the sunset, getting ready to go. You can see everybody in the back. Everybody hanging out. Right now, Carl Anthony Towns is going off. We got Carl Anthony Towns over 34.5 TRA, so that one's looking good. We got Sam Reinhart for Florida. Hasn't got an assist or a goal yet. Florida's got 2 goals, though, but we'll see what happens. Hanging out, watching the sunset, and then we're going to go out to eat, have a nice dinner or whatnot. Keep checking on the game and see what's going to happen. We're going to have a winning night or what? All right, guys, we're hanging out at dinner. Look, all the hooligans. We got all the hooligans here. But I won 50,000. I'll tell you what happened later at the restaurant we're at right now. But they kind of pissed me off a little bit. But I'll tell you guys a little bit when we go home. I'm on this one too. There we go. So we got Trevor. Look, they separated Trevor, put him all the way at the other side. Bullshit, but I'll talk about that later. All right, but at the house, night's pretty much over. I go to sleep early, so I'm not gonna be up all night. I'm not one to really do all that stuff. But as for how the day went overall, we had Carl Anthony Towns. He ended up hitting pretty easily. Jokic, he blew it out. That was easy. For the show, Jalen Brunson came up a little bit short of what we needed, so he didn't really get that done. Gibbs, rushing, he blew that out the water. He had like 120 yards rushing, so that was easy for him. The only one that we really ended up losing on was in the group, the NHL play. That was pretty much it, which was Reinhart for the Panthers. They scored 5 goals, but he just couldn't get an assist or a goal. But it is what it is, really. There's nothing you can really do about that. But solid night overall, for sure. Solid night. Did I miss any? Purdy over 225 passing yards. Got that one pretty easily, too. So everything was pretty good except for that one NHL play. Other than that, we hit everything pretty good. Now, I did tell you guys that I was going to talk about what happened at the restaurant. So we get to the restaurant. I guess I tell beforehand 7 people, ends up being that there's 8 people. I didn't know that was that big of a deal when it comes to a restaurant or whatnot. But we go in there, the manager just seems like a complete dickhead and is like, oh, we can't accommodate 8 people. I'm like, just take one chair and move it, over on the table. Why can't you just do that? He's like, no, we can't do that. The waiter will trip over the chair or something. So he gave me some bullshit answer. So pissed me right off. And then literally goes and says, oh, well, you could have 2 people sit at the other table and just 6 at one table. at that point, it's getting late. The kids need to eat. I'm already getting pissed off. So I'm like, whatever, we'll just sit down, we'll eat, whatnot. But honestly, left a bad taste in my mouth for sure. Is what it is. Whatever. I mean, like I said, I never get pissed off at restaurants, which is crazy. I've never been pissed off at a restaurant. Even if the food sucks, I still don't even get pissed off. But I ended up getting pissed off and kind of ruined my dinner for sure. Kind of ruined the dinner. But other than that, overall today, a great day. Money lines, totals, spreads. There was really nothing out there to really do money lines, totals, and spreads with. So we didn't really mess with any of that for the night. So decent day. Like I said, all the player props, most of them hit except for the one on the show, which was Brunson, over 32.5 PRA. And then the NHL play, which was Reinhart to get a point. Don't know how he did not get a point when Florida scores 5 goals, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Today was a great day. Like I said, we're on a work vacation. All right. So make sure, like I always tell you guys, make sure when it comes down to it that you're doing what you love. Because if you're not doing what you love, then guess what? You're just going to torture yourself for the rest of your life. So you need to dedicate your life to working on what it is that you want to do and do what you love. Because if you don't, you're just going to waste your life away. I'll tell you that right now. Just like what I said, I'm doing exactly what I love, just like today. We're sitting at the beach and I get to work. Get to work while being at the beach and helping all of you guys out there on how to be the right sports bettor and how to make money. That is what my goal is. That's what I look to achieve. And I look to achieve being the best sports bettor that ever lived. All right. As always, guys, thanks for tuning in for today. I will catch you guys next time.